Hey everybody, this is Toya and thank you for watching Toya JTV. This is week 23 of the How to Stretch Your Relaxer series. It is basically the final week and I'm so happy because today is also Thanksgiving, so I am very thankful that this series is over because on next week it'll be Relaxer Day. So for the final week I kind of cheated. What I did was I let another stylist do my hair because I just did not feel like tackling it. But what we did was what we normally do: shampoo and condition, deep conditioned, blow dried, flat ironed. I just unwrapped my hair. So these are the final results of me just unwrapping it. Here's the back. Okay. So, and this is how straight it looks. So it looks, it looks like I do not even need a relaxer. However, when this stuff gets wet, it makes me very aware that it's been 6 months. So, congratulations to everyone that made it this far. You are awesome. You are rock stars. You are everything, and your hair will thank you for it. You will notice your hair being healthier, less breakage, less shedding, all of that good stuff. So join me next time. I will not do a week 24 just because week 24 is the actual relaxer week. So basically that's the week we start. You start over. So this will be actually my last week doing this series. If you have any questions about the series, just comment on the video, let me know, and I will answer any questions that you have. As you can see, it can be done. Doing 6 months in between relaxers is really not that hard. You just have to put your mind to it. If you don't want to go 6 months, 4 is plenty. As long as you get that 2 inches of new growth, because the whole point is to not overlap any previously relaxed hair. So 2 inches of new growth, that gives you about 4 months. If you can still manage it at 4 months, then there's even more benefits in waiting even longer. But 4 months is just fine. All right, you guys, so I will see you on the next series. I'm going to be doing another series that's going to start on next week. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Toya JTV. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hey you guys, this is just a little bonus. I just want to let you all know that this marks the end of my 24th week. So today is actually the day where I will be shampooing and starting a whole new series for you guys to watch. But just some last minute tips that I want to give you when stretching your relaxer. And as you can see, at the end of my 24th week, this is how straight my hair still is. Okay? Meaning it does not have to be painful. Now granted, this week I did let another stylist friend of mine shampoo and flat iron my hair for me, just because I just number one, it was the week of Thanksgiving, and on my normal shampoo days I worked all of those days. So by the time it was time for me, by the time I actually had time to shampoo my hair, I honestly just didn't feel like it. And since I was already at work and all my stylist friends were at work too, why not take advantage of that? So that's the main reason why I let someone else shampoo, aside from the fact that I am never just overjoyed to shampoo my own hair. But just some tips I want to give you are, when you're doing your stretch, you want to try to shampoo weekly. Okay, every 2 weeks is okay, but every 1 week is better, and that's just because the more stimulation of your scalp that you give, the faster it grows. Okay, we all want our hair to grow. Also, you want to make sure you trim your ends every 3 months. Okay, even though you're going, I don't know how long you're going. If you're going 6 months, that means you want to get them trimmed once in between. If you're sticking to every 4 months, then you still want to get it trimmed at 3 months. Or if you want to wait until every time you get a relaxer, you can. But just be mindful that if you do not trim your split ends right when they start splitting, it's only going to continue to split up that hair shaft, meaning that you may have to get a little bit more cut if you decide to wait until your relaxer. So just keep an eye on your split ends, okay? Another tip I want to give you is to make sure you deep condition at least once a month. Okay, if you deep condition at least once a month, that keeps your hair nice and moisturized. I do not necessarily recommend protein treatments if your hair is already healthy. Now, if your hair is experiencing a lot of breakage, and you can know it's breakage by a lot of short strands or just random links all over the place, or every time if you just do this you got hair in your hands, that's shedding. But if you are seeing like one area in particular in your hair where the hair seems to be coming out, then you're experiencing some breakage in that area, and in that case you do want to strengthen the hair follicles by doing a protein treatment. And you can do that every other week until you start seeing less breakage. Then you can reduce it to once a month, and then until you get to the point where you don't really have to do them. I don't really recommend them for maintenance, because if your hair gets too much protein, it becomes brittle. It always reminds you of like a broomstick. It's very prone to breakage. All right, so but a lot of us, especially black women, experience a lot of dryness with our hair and scalps. So you definitely want to keep it moisturized. So once a month on the moisture treatments. What else? Let's see. Also, when you are getting up high in the weeks, as far as handling your new growth, you want to, and you're flat ironing, you want, because I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of people say they don't like to use a lot of heat. But if you are stretching and you like to wear your hair straight, there is no way you're going to straighten those roots out with just rollers. Okay? So if you like for it to look a little puffy at the root, then you roll away. If you like for it to look straight like mine, even when you're at 22, 23, 24 weeks, you're going to have to apply some heat. And there are safe ways to do that. So you want to number one, take thin sections and get as close to the scalp, get as close to the root as possible. Okay, and you got to be quick with it. Do not leave the flat iron close, because that steam will burn you. All right, so and take your time. If you take your time with it, it will last. Okay, I personally, and also a tip, if you sweat in your scalp, I personally do not sweat in my scalp, so that is one issue that I never have to worry about. But if you sweat in your scalp, then your it's going to be a little bit harder for you to stretch, because even when you wrap your hair, it's going to tend to puff up at night. What I recommend is, if you're sweating at night, leave your hair wrapped until in the morning. If you don't sweat profusely, but you just sweat a little bit, a lot of times it will dry, and that sweat will kind of act as like a setting lotion in a way, and it'll straighten right back out if it's completely dry by the time you wake up. If it's still wet, you may just have to blow dry your roots, wrap it back up, and then, you know, go ahead and do what you need to do as far as getting taking your shower, getting dressed and all that, and then unwrap it and it'll fall back. Do not keep putting heat on it, okay? All right, and that is pretty much everything that I need to tell you as far as tips in stretching your relaxers. Remember, if you want to soften that new growth up to a point where it makes it easier for you to manage tooth textures, you definitely want to get you some Silk Hydration products by L. Jones, because and if you say, well, I can't really afford to get the whole line, okay, I'm gonna tell you the main items you will need: the moisturizing shampoo, the replenishing conditioner, and the leave-in conditioner. Start off with those three things, okay? Then when you get more funds, get a clarifying shampoo. I always use the clarifying shampoo because by the end of a week, my hair has built up on it. As you can see how it's kind of like just almost slick, and you see a lot of shine. That's from the oils that my hair has produced on its own. All right, I don't necessarily like that, so I always use the clarifying shampoo. If your hair tends to be really oily, instead of getting the moisturizing, get the clarifying first and then later on get the moisture. All right, you just have to go by what your hair seems to do. If it's in the winter months, you definitely want to start off with the moisturizing shampoo, because the air tends, and with it being so dry outside, it tends to dry out our hair too. So start with the moisturizing if it's in the winter and you're stretching. Okay, you guys. Well, in my case, I started out in the summer and now it's the winter time. So I'm definitely going to be using the moisturizing shampoo even more. All right, you guys. So I hope this helps you. Last but not least, remember, you do not have to go 6 months, okay? This is not for you to actually like torture yourself or anything like that. You really only need to go, the whole point is of relaxer stretching is so that you don't get any overlapping of the relaxer onto previously relaxed hair, okay? So most stylists can safely do that with at least 2 inches of new growth. So in order to get 2 inches of new growth, that's at least 4 months worth of growth. So if you go at least 4 months, you're good. I can still manage my hair at 4 months. That's why I go even further to 6 months. Also, I feel like I need to set the example, since I'm the hairstylist and everything, and I'm actually showing you and telling you what to do. Then I think it's like part of my responsibility to go above and beyond, just to show you that it can be done. So if I can do 6 months and I have thick hair, you can definitely go 4 months. I hope this helps you in your relaxer stretch, everyone. And I'm going to be starting a new series, so you will have to tune in next week to see what that will be all about. This will definitely not be my last relaxer stretching series, but I won't do another one right away. But I will do another one in the future, and I hope this helps you all. If you're just now starting, all you have to do is start with week 1 and pretend that I'm starting all over with you. All right, so thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, Toya JTV, and I will see you all next time. Thank you for watching.